The only thing we can do as parents, the only thing we can do as believers is to believe and pray and set that standard. Well, for the last few weeks, I've been asking the church to raise it. I've been asking you to raise that standard, to settle in, to think about where you are in your Christian walk, and begin to put together your plan to bump it up a couple notches. And I'm hoping today, you'll understand why your pastor is preaching this. It's sacrifice to do what we do. It's sacrifice to maintain a standard. It's a sacrifice because we think at times that we lose out on things, and it's tough as a pastor to raise children in this day and age. Sometimes they look you in the eye and they say, "Dad, that's just not fair. I'm sorry, you can't go to places that other kids go. You can't do the things that other kids do. You can't say the things that other kids say. It's just not acceptable in this house." Now when you move out and you're supporting yourself and you feel so led to do things that your father does not approve of, then so be it. But when you're in my house, this is the standard. And sometimes our children think that there's a sacrifice there. Well, I'll tell you, the sacrifice is the sacrifice that we make as parents, the sacrifice that we do in the church. It's a sacrifice that we do every day. There is a sacrifice. Every mom and dad knows there's a sacrifice to be a parent. We offer ourselves as a living sacrifice to be used by Christ. It's so much easier just to say, "I did this and I did that." It's so much easier to say, "I sacrifice this and I sacrifice that." The ultimate sacrifice, church, is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I find it a privilege and an honor to sacrifice on His behalf. If not you and I, who will do it? The Bible says in that verse prior to, and I don't have it on the screen, it talks about we are the salt of the earth. But what happens if we lose our saltiness? What happens if the standard doesn't go up and the standard starts to go down? What happens if the church becomes the people you saw in the video today? What happens if we lose our saltiness? We lose our sacrifice? We lose the ability, or we just say, we're just not going to do it anymore? What happens to your family? What happens to your church? What happens to your friends who are looking to you on a Monday morning when they had a rough weekend? They're looking for the godly woman and the godly man that came in and spent the weekend in prayer and in church and dedication and the things of God. What happens to those people that look to you? What happens to the church? What happens to our families? What happens if we lose our saltiness in these last days? What happens? Where do we go? Sacrifice is an honor. We don't seek status. We don't seek the red carpet. We don't seek the cameras in front of our eyes. We don't seek all that stuff. We just do what the Father has called us to do. Go about the Father's business.